Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube video. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I'm a former IRS agent, teaching instructor with the IRS. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I've been doing this for 50 years. I'm a national expert in IRS resolution matters. If you hear or see someone telling you anything different than I am, they're either lying to you or they don't know what they're talking about. It's that simple. I have worked 10,000 cases. I have a whole team of former IRS agents that work with me, and many of you have seen me on all my news broadcasts and you have joined my YouTube station, so I appreciate this. I do these YouTubes for 3 reasons: so you don't get ripped off. Number 2, I give you good inside information from an IRS perspective on what they're going to do and how they're going to work their cases. And number 3, I educate you. Today I want to talk to you today about 941 and payroll tax debt and what to expect from the Internal Revenue Service. As a former agent, I've worked thousands of these cases alone, 941s. I was a door banger trying to go out and pick up tax returns and collect money and closing businesses down, selling their assets, going through their receivables and doing all that. So today, I've been on the outside for 40 years. I've kind of cooled down a bit. So today I want to give you some really good information if you owe payroll tax debt on really what you have to do. Payroll tax debt from the Internal Revenue Service is the most serious of debts. Why? It's not a tax. It's money you withheld in trust from your employees and supposed to send it to IRS. So you didn't. So you are on the first list. You are on the hit list of Internal Revenue Service. As a matter of fact, IRS sends out a notice of federal tax alerts for people who have not paid their current tax deposit. So IRS at some point will be coming after you. So what I'm trying to do today is to let you know, for those of you who do not need representation, if you owe a lot of money, you're crazy not to get representation. But for those of you who do not want it, or if you're analyzing who to use, this is what you should do. Number 1, before IRS bangs on your door, make sure all your tax returns are filed. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, when you hear this video, start making your current federal tax deposit. This way, when IRS comes out, it looks like you have made an effort to go ahead and to take care of your debt, or at least to get caught up. What IRS wants to know is that you're not going to have this problem in the future. So by filing all your tax returns and making a current deposit, you now have the appearance to IRS that you're going to stay current, and now they can just work on the IRS going to do to fix the back problem. Well, what IRS is going to do is a series of things. They're going to want a current business financial statement, and IRS will want to secure a 433B, which is a business financial statement, so you're going to be prepared to have to give one to IRS. IRS is also going to want your personal financial statement on a 433A. So you got to be ready and to prepared to give those to IRS. IRS is going to want to go through your receivables, your assets. They're going to want to look at your expenses to find out how you're going to pay the debt off. The reality is many people really don't have an exit strategy or a plan how they're going to take care of this debt, and that's what the agent is going to want. If I'm knocking on your door to collect the debt, I'm going to say, well, what are you going to do to pay this off? And you're going to say, well, I don't know. I don't have any money. I don't have enough money to do this and that. I'm just barely surviving. I want to keep my doors open. I can't pay you, IRS. And, well, what are you going to do? What should we do? Very simply, IRS has 2 programs probably in this situation where IRS could actually put your case in a current hardship and revisit your case in a year, but IRS will expect you to file all your tax returns and stay current. IRS may look at your current financial statement, that business financial statement I talked to you about, and ask you to go ahead and make a monthly payment. The problem is here, for most people, you're never going to be able to pay the debt. And if that's you, you may may have to make a conscious decision of whether to keep the business open or not. I know it's kind of like not pleasant. This is all you've ever done with, but you have to ask yourself that question. And if you do, you've got to find a way to stay current. I want to tell you one other thing about this 941. They can set you up personally for the trust fund tax liability, which means IRS will take the debt that you owe IRS, the payroll tax debt, the withholding in Social Security, and transfer that to you personally. So be prepared that IRS may in fact do that. So once again, the best thing you can do is file all your tax returns, make sure you're current right now and stay current, and then work on your back problem with IRS. The other thing you can do is you can go ahead and file an offer and compromise and settle your debt on your payroll taxes. If you don't owe a large amount, do your own representation. If you owe over $50,000, $60,000 in 941 taxes, you're crazy doing your own representation, because IRS many times, not all the time, many times isn't going to be easy, because this is trust fund tax. So we have a whole team of former IRS agents. If you want help through this and representation, call us. If you're going to do it yourself, take the advice, make sure you stay current, and file all your returns, and best of luck. By the way, if you would, please give me a subscription. YouTube thrives on those. They love me to get subscriptions, and it helps me. Leave me a comment. I try to give you the YouTubes that you want, and I try to help you through the situation. So a subscription is good for me. Thank you.